Of all, I want to thank you guys. I got this microphone on. Tim's going to video this for me. I had a couple of guys at work that I invited to come, and one of them I failed to ask in a timely manner, and he had planned something else. And the other one, something to come up with his family, and he had to go to the hospital to be with some of his family members. But when Mr. Ted asked me to do a devotion for tonight, I said, oh my gosh, I don't know what in the heck I'm going to talk about. I just heard Danny do his last month, and I said, man, I can't compare with that. I mean, that was really good. You know, he applied something that he did just in everyday living. So I got to thinking about that. I said, you know, there's something I've done that I can apply that to. And as y'all know, I like to hunt and fish, and I got a couple dogs that I squirrel and coon hunt with. Matter of fact, my dog made the cover of this magazine for the February issue of this magazine. Boy, and I was proud of that. So I thought I'd bring it. But anyway, it got me to thinking about a coon hunting trip that I had with this. This is my male dog, and that we had went on, and something that had happened last season while we were coon hunting. A member of the Letchworth Swamp. I don't know if many of y'all know where that's at. It's up above Tommy Wallace's house in the edge of Lawrence County. A member up there, and went coon hunting by myself, which I do all the time, you know, and Danae just hates that. And so got out there, and of course it got dark, and we turned out, and wasn't too long, you know, my dog went and treed, you know, and I was on my four-wheeler, and he hunts in front of my four-wheeler, and I just stop, and when he trees, and I go to him. Sure enough, pretty fast time, you know, he treed and went to him, had a coon, we shot it out. I said, man, we're doing pretty good here. So we're going to turn him out again. Turned out again, you know, and he made his round. Sure enough, just a little bit later, he treed again, and made my way to him. Got there, found the coon, shot it out. We were 2 for 2. We were doing good. Kept looking at my watch and you know, I got to go to work in the morning, you know, and we'll go one more time. So I sent him again. And sure enough, when you get to that point where you're going to send him one more time, he takes the long route. And sure enough, he finally did tree. Took him a lot longer this time, you know, but I'd gotten greedy, you know, we'll get to one more. And he treed the third time. Well, it took me a pretty good ways to get to him then. I had to go down the main four-wheeler road, turn off on this little four-wheeler road, you know. And I probably got from here to Aunt Ree's house from him on that road. Well, lo and behold, my light was getting dim on me. And I said, you know, he's just right there. I can go in there and we can knock this one out and go on home. Well, about the time I stepped off the four-wheeler and started heading to him, that old light kind of fell dim on me. I said, golly. I'd reach there and switch it off, you know, and kind of save it when I could really have a lot of power when I got there to the tree. All I'd do was just go to where I hear him barking, you know. So I made my way in there to him. Got in there to him, and he was treeing good. Turned my light on, and it just wasn't. You couldn't see the first limb, you know. And, man, I knew the coon was there, and it was killing me because I just knew he was there, and I wanted to shoot it out, you know, and I'd turn it off, you know, and I'd turn it back on and try to look. Couldn't get it. So I said, well, it's getting kind of late. We need to go on, get on back. So I told him to come on, let's go. Started headed back to my four-wheeler, and I walked about that distance, and I wasn't at the four-wheeler. I said, well, no, it's right here. I just walked here, you know. Of course, my light was real dim, and so I walked just a little bit further, you know, and I said, that path that four-wheeler trail I was on was right here. And it wasn't there. So, you know, I said, man, I'm lost. I'm in the middle of these woods. My dog's still wanting to hunt, and I'm trying to call him back. And in my light, you just can't see your hand with it, and I'm lost. Well, in my Coon belt, I got a little pouch that I keep 22 bullets in. Got my pistol on this side, 22 bullets, my Coon squaller, and a compass. So I knew the layout of where I was. So I said, well, I'll get my compass out. I know if I head west that I'll come, that's straight towards the river. The main four-wheeler trail runs along the river. I said, well, if I walk west, I can get there. Pull my compass out, and I get down on it where I can see it just a little bit, and west is over here. I said, no, I need to go this way. But I said, I got to go by what the compass says. So I take off this way, Walking west, the whole time I'm wanting to pull over this way. So I kept on, I'd turn my light on and off and keep making sure that I was going west. And sure enough, eventually I got my way back to the main path that I was headed for. But when I got back to the main path, then I just eventually walked and made my way and found my four-wheeler. Loaded up, got on it, got my dog with me, headed back to the vehicle, loaded up and got home, and it was late. Had to get up early. So I knew that I could apply that to something. There was two things in that story that I just told you that the whole story was based around. Y'all know what those were? A compass. And what else? A clock. A compass and a clock. That clock right there, that's a cheap clock. That clock runs on batteries. And it's got a little motor in it, some gears. And it's pretty complicated. You can get some expensive clocks. You wind up these big grandfather clocks that you pull all these weights in, and those are really expensive. Those are a lot more complicated than this little electric one here. But this clock's main purpose is to tell time. It's to measure the passing of time. A clock tells us what time it is. It cannot predict how much time we have left. It can't give us time, and it can't take time away. It just measures time. That's all it does. Now, in society, this sucker right here is stressful, isn't it? In society. I was stressed. Boy, I needed to get back home. I had to go to work tomorrow. Kept looking at what time it was.